Hi Pisces, welcome to my channel. It's Veroosh and this is your reading for Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising for the full moon in Capricorn. You guys get the full moon in Capricorn in your 11th house. This means that culmination of relationships with friends and other social connections are happening for you at this time. The full moon in Capricorn is special this year because it's the first full moon since the eclipse season has ended in Capricorn. So last year we had the last eclipse, full moon eclipse in Capricorn on July 5th, 2020. And this is the first full moon that we're getting outside of that cycle. And so therefore, with this full moon, you're getting a much gentler energy, but yet there is a lot going on. And with this full moon, there are many transits that are complementing it, that are making it just as dynamic and very impactful, just like an eclipse would be. In the 11th house, this represents an area of friendship, luck, opportunity. You have been growing towards some type of high experience. Some situations in your life have been going on that have been leading you to here and now. And with this full moon tomorrow on the 24th, you'll see that. I'll tell you guys more about the astrology in just a moment. And I did a collective reading for astrology for all the signs, and it's linked in a playlist down below called The Full Moon in Capricorn 2024. I've decided I don't like explaining the general astrology to everybody for every sign. It gets really redundant after 12 signs. So I dedicated a special video to go through the transits for the full moon with the general energy. And then I'm dedicating a little time in your individual sign readings for explaining to you how that might impact your sign. Also, I did a meditation that I'm really proud of. I think it's really wonderful. It was done for the solstice, the summer solstice that happened on Monday, but also it is relevant for other times in which you want to get connected to your authenticity. This high vibration of being authentic with who you are outside of programming and conditioning that might be holding you back from living fully for your destiny. So you can find that also. I think I'm linking it in the comments, so go check that out there. And all your videos for Pisces are on your Pisces playlist in the description and at the end of the video. Members, I'm doing a Lenormand reading for members only. It's not coming out at exactly the same time as these readings are because the full moon, I've sort of pushed up my readings for everybody to make sure that they're on time. But over the next few days, you will see a members only reading, a Lenormand reading in your Pisces playlist or in your members only playlist. Okay, so that's all the business talk. Now let's get into your astrology overview. First, we'll do an oracle energy pull. So we have 70, fast, 49, no, never, and 78, laughing. Okay, let's see what's going on with your energy, Pisces. This is a lot of contradictory energy, and I'll tell you about that a bit in the astrology part. So expect some highs, expect some lows over the next couple days. Overall, you're going in a very good direction because both of your rulers are in Pisces. Even though they're retrograde, it's still a positive energy for you. I have a feeling that I think that maybe there would be some kind of offer that is coming your way that I don't think you're taking too seriously. I think that someone's trying to get you to do something or say something or participate in something. And I think that you've been wary of something like this for a while, but when it actually happens, you're laughing about it. You don't find it so difficult or overbearing at all. I have a feeling that you think You're worried also that something's going to move too fast, that you're going to not keep up with things. I think this is a consequence of the last several years for your sign. And so you might feel like time is fleeting, like it's getting away from you, like you can't keep up. But you'll find that over the next year and a half, when Jupiter is in Pisces and Neptune's in Pisces, that will not be an issue. I think you'll find the timing of things extremely complementary to what is good for you in your life. Okay, so let's talk about the astrology now, and then we'll do a tarot reading. Okay, so this is just a highlight of your astrology. So as I said, Jupiter and Neptune are now in your sign. They're both your rulers. This is significant. And around the time of the full moon, they're both going retrograde. Jupiter's gone retrograde on the 20th, and Neptune is going retrograde on the 25th, just one day after the full moon. This retrograde motion is great because at this time you have gained perspective about what it feels like to have both of your rulers in your first house. So you may have had some unexpected opportunities. You may have had breakthroughs in your private life. You may have been invited places. You may have made connections with new people. Get familiar with the energy of the last few weeks and think about how you want to use this energy when it shows up again in your chart in December when Jupiter re-enters Pisces. So for the time being, pay attention to what's happened in your life and how that's been impacting you. You have a foreshadow, you have an understanding of where your life is going. And as Jupiter enters into Pisces for next year, in December, you will have perspective on how to use that best, how to move forward with things. Okay, so very, very auspicious transit. There's a lot of water elements happening at this time alongside this earth sign full moon. We have the sun in Cancer for Cancer season. Venus is in Cancer, finishing up her transit on June 27th. There's just a lot going on between the water elements. There's an opposition to Venus that's very impactful. And of course, the moon is a full moon, is an opposition to the sun. And so at this time, you are going to feel a lot of emotional fulfillment. You are going to feel as though you're more emotionally prepared to face some of the things that you sort of avoid other times. So you may be really prepared to confront a friend who's not giving you a fair due in your relationship with them. You might tell them from your heart, hey, you're being a bit of a bully, if that's a situation in your life. There's this way of confronting, or maybe a group of friends that are keeping you out of the flow of things. Venus opposite Pluto. The thing about Venus that people don't know is that she can be quite feisty. So she's not like a, she's not like a wallflower energy at all. And she's known to like stick up to Jupiter, stick up to the other gods. And here she's in opposition to Pluto, and she may be getting frustrated with things in your 11th house, which is friends, social, and groups of people that you're friends with. And maybe there's some point of confrontation that may come up with you with this transit. So it's a really, really nice energy. Standing up for yourself, feeling vindicated. Overall, for you, Pisces, I feel like you're stepped into your power over the last couple weeks. And now you are going to very much have a self-directed journey for the next couple years. An ability to really dictate what you want your life to be like. It's a very, very powerful energy for Pisces. I really want to stress to you that this is the only time in your life you are going to see this transit. And especially when Jupiter conjoins Neptune, that is going to be something spectacular that not even if you have like other family members who are older than you, grandparents, they didn't experience it either because Neptune's orbit is so long. it's several generations ago that it was last in Pisces. So be happy that you're here. We'll talk about it more later. This full moon for you is very much to do with social relationships and with setting the record straight. And you're being quite strong here in the 5th house, saying, this is how I want things to be. So if things are not fair or not equal around you, you are in the state of mind to say something, which is really cool. Okay, so this is a new spread I've done recently for you guys. And I think everybody likes it, but it takes a minute for me to find your card because I have to find the moon card to start. So give me a moment. Let me find your card and then we'll do the spread. Sometimes it's at the back of the deck and sometimes it's at the front. It's like, come on. Who's agreeable, who's not? Which sign is agreeable? The ones that have it at the end are not very agreeable. The ones at the front are. I'm just kidding. See, look at you be disagreeable. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we are. Okay, so almost at the end. Troublemaker. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'll lay down the cards and we'll talk about it. We have the moon. We have the beginning, which has just happened. This has probably happened before the 20th, before Jupiter retrograde began. And then we have the twin stars, which is the 2 of Wands, and the Empress. Okay, so new beginning. I think that you've seen new possibilities for yourself, and that's really not in line with the transit. The turnaround is the Hanged Man, and it's ruled by Neptune. So Neptune going retrograde in your 1st house is significant. Neptune is retrograde for about half the time each year. So make sure that you go back to last year during Neptune retrograde. Just Google the dates. In Google, just write Neptune retrograde 2020 and it should come up with dates. It'll be roughly about the same time last year, minus maybe 30 days or something. But look at your life and see if you can see a disparity. Neptune's a funny transit to read because it doesn't necessarily read in the same way for everybody. I think it depends a lot whether you have Neptune retrograde in your chart or not. I think that's different. I think that also it depends on what other transits you have with Neptune and where it is in your chart. It's a little bit more finicky than the other retrograde periods. So it's best that you just look it up yourself and reflect on if you see a pattern between how Neptune direct affects you and how Neptune retrograde affects you. For some people, Neptune direct is really confusing. It throws a lot of hazy things that are hard to pinpoint and think clearly about. And for other people, it's the opposite. It's Neptune retrograde that does that. So it's quite dynamic. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards moving forward. 10 of Cups. Then we have the Knight of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And then we have the Star. Okay. Ooh, this could be an Aquarius around you that's important for you at this time. And then we have the Retreat, which is the Hermit. Well, I think that you're definitely in some sort of state of incubation. This incubation may start with Jupiter retrograde. As I said in the astrology part, maybe through the last transit of Jupiter in Pisces that started in May, you have had some information come in about your life, new possibilities becoming available, new things to think about. And now as Neptune's going retrograde, you might be pulled back into yourself to kind of get prepared and think about where you want to see this energy go next. Because we have the Hanged Man in your public life, what everybody's aware of, but underneath you have the Hermit, which is your own personal journey inward to try to understand what's going on for you in your life. Okay, so I know this is a fairly new spread, so sorry if I'm being redundant, but let me explain to the new people who are watching this how it's laid out. So over here is the past affecting the present moment. So this isn't the past in the past. This is the past that is relevant now. And here we have the future. And so we're looking to the future, where things are going and how things are developing for you at this time. So in the past, what we have is a real importance of the divine feminine. So the effect of feminine energies in your life have set you free. One thing I didn't really stress, I think I talked about it, but let me just stress this for you. This transit of Neptune and Jupiter in your first house is going to be extremely personally empowering. Whatever you have going on, relationships, luck, career, personal development, these things are blossoming for you in such a strong way, and you are going to get such a powerful dose of blossoming. You are going to come out of your shell, and these beautiful, beautiful energies are going to flourish for you at this time. Okay, so we have the Empress, Two of Wands, and the new beginning. It already has begun for you with this transit. So new opportunities, you're seeing new sides of yourself in terms of beauty. You feel empowerment within yourself about which direction you are going to go. I have a feeling that you're finding a close bond between yourself and another female. If you're a female, I assume you're a female because I have 90% female watching and 10% male. So sorry guys, but if you're a man, this energy applies to you too. You're just feeling a lot of self-care and a lot of appreciation for yourself, and you too might be bonding with someone else in a feminine energy state. Feminine energy doesn't really mean female. It's just a bunch of words that are sort of antiquated to do with the old way that we used to relate to gender. And this is actually in this decade, those concepts are really breaking down, but we don't have the words yet established in our lexicon to refer to it appropriately, right? So we're still calling it male and female, whereas in fact they're more like a yin and a yang energy. So that's technically what's going on, but again, we don't have time in each video to break it down, so we have to be patient. So whatever it is, there's a companionship of energy here, a closeness, a friendship, a sisterhood, sorry guys, but a feminine energy, and it applies to you too if you're a man, but there's this closeness that is evolving. But your primary focus in the past affecting the present isn't someone else. It really has to do with you getting in touch with yourself, feeling more powerful than ever, getting ready to go in the direction that you've always desired. You may have recently taken steps to achieve the things you've always wanted. There could be extra power coming into your life through this time to bring in extra of what you've wanted, more of what you wanted, more of what you've desired. And so you've had this burst of energy in the recent past that's affecting your present. You've become much more of a core figure in many environments that you're a part of. And here we have this energy of once again stepping into incubation, once again taking a step back, once again pulling back to think about things. I think you'll do a lot of thinking over the next 5 months. I think you're going to do a lot of reflecting on what you truly want. Some of the things you want to happen will be delayed. So if you want to move somewhere, let's say you want to move to New York, there may be a delay of several months before you can do it. Outside forces will conspire to create these delays, but these delays are there in order for everything to be synchronistic. This is going to be a very synchronistic time for you, so be patient with it. Things are flowing in unison and together, okay? The oncoming energy is the 10 of Cups, the Knight of Angels, Knight of Swords, and the Star. This is why I thought an Aquarius might be around you at this time. The star represents Aquarius. However, this doesn't have to mean Aquarius. This means Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, possibly. And this can mean soulmate. There could be someone who's around you, who's coming in to your life, or really kind of coming into focus more. Maybe they've always been here, have been for a while, but they're going to become increasingly important. And I have a feeling that your strength is attracting this person in. So they're a person of clear vision, right? They're a person who sees facts, and they see they see the information in front of them, and they see the value in it, and they're pulled magnetically towards you. And we have the 10 of Cups. So I feel as though your strength and your personal empowerment that you've achieved over the last few weeks is really attracting this person in. Remember, the full moon is in your 11th house of friendship. So look towards your friends for this person, for this type of companion. Now, I'm not saying this has to be only a friend. Many relationships start in the 11th house. Many love affairs do. But don't limit yourself to expecting only one type of relationship. But there is something coming in that's bringing a lot of love and has a soulmate energy to it, which is the star. So it has this faded quality. You're meant to interact with them. You're meant to connect with them. Whoever this is, they're drawn towards you, and whatever kind of relationship evolves between you and them, it's going to be a blessing, and it's a positive addition to your life. I feel the star and the new beginning are really interacting here. So as you step into your energy of the Fool, then this energy is coming through really strong, the star. So these are kinetic things, like you're stepping into a greater sense of self-understanding. You're more within your power than you've ever been before, and maybe you'll ever be again after 2022. And at this time, you're getting this special companion who's being guided towards you, with whom you'll share a very powerful connection, emotional connection. Okay, so why don't we take a look at the Astro dice? I have 2 signs here so that we can take a look at 2 possible signs that are important. So we have your sign, Pisces, and then we have Leo. Okay, so 2 signs. Now, if you don't know these signs, then maybe it's their moon or rising. Be on the lookout for these 2 signs around you in your life. The other energy is Mars in the 7th house. So to me, it really is suggesting that this, like here, it feels like an initiation from a male. Again, if you have female partners, or if you don't have partners at all, please just transform this into this concept of masculine energy. I say that term tongue in cheek. It's a frustrating time, because I get the concept, and I agree with that division, the different way of looking at things, but we don't have like if I were to say the words to express it appropriately, we don't have a common enough way of talking about it that I could say it without explaining it first. So we get constantly stuck in this kind of working things through on the topic of gender. But this is a masculine energy reaching out, a Mars energy, and I feel as though there's somebody is really looking at you in this like endearing way. They just, from a logical perspective, they can be any sign, but they see in you purity. They see in you clarity. They see in you virtue. And I think that they're greatly attracted to that, and it's bringing them straight into you. Okay? I made these cards 5 years ago. They're called Cosmic Flower Oracle cards. And I'd like to pick one for you guys today as a treat. So we have Hyacinth, Wish Luck, Purity, what did I say? Destiny, Jealousy, and Mourning. Well, definitely not jealousy and mourning, but we have the energy of this purity drawing in. I feel like you're shining and you're attracting someone into your life, okay? So best wishes to you. I'll say one more thing. Because this is such a strong energy, this Knight of Swords energy thing, just note that Mars and Venus are going to join in your 6th house. Now, 6th house has to do with daily activities. So is there a place where you find yourself daily outside the house, like the gym or at work? This is where this person may be. somewhere where you are on a regular basis. They may be somehow connected to that. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk with you soon. Have a happy full moon. I'll see you soon. Bye.